Hi my friends, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, thanks for joining. I thought today we would do some, well, what I'm doing here is coasters, but the idea is to use metallic paints. Now these two coasters are pretty well finished. I have to do the back, but yeah, how cool is that? Beautiful resin finish. And the metallic colors, just, to me, are outstanding. Gorgeous. Gorgeous, I say. So, yeah. So, we're going to use these paints by Sargent. This is antique gold, silver, bronze. Now I'm just using natural light here today, so I'm hoping that you're picking this up. Gold, copper, and aztec gold. So yeah, and a touch of black and white. So let's get started. So what I'm using today are these 4x4 pressboard coasters that I got from Amazon. They're very light. They become a little heavier, obviously, when you have the resin on them. But yeah, light. Tape the back. Apply your artwork. And then resin over the top. So I thought I'd share that with you. And again, these are 4x4 coasters, quote unquote. They're sold as coasters, I think, and then embellished by me or whoever. And yeah, from Amazon. Okay, so I've dried, I've applied all my paint, and I've dried it with my blow dryer, and I'm going for a bit of texture and mark making. So I started a little texture here with a little, little puddle of paint there, so I just dabbed my finger in it to make this texture. I can do that again up here, say. Just make a little puddle. Stick my finger in. Actually, it works best if you let it dry, if you dry it a little bit, and then stick your fingers in it. So let's do that. Okay, and we can use a Stabilo, which is a oil pencil that you can use on paper, glass, plastic, metal. Very handy. You can get those from Amazon. I might use my white gel pen. This is Signo gel pen from Uniball. And or I could use this little needle nose bottle of white paint. So we're doing this intuitively, so I don't know what I'm doing until I start doing it. So let's start with a bit of marking. I think what I'm going to do is just some, whatever strikes my fancy actually. Okay, let's come in with some white. And now for your sake, you might want to concentrate on the composition if you're going to use this over a board, an art board. Use this as just a piece of art and apply it to the top of an art board. Maybe finish with some high gloss varnish. For my sake, I need to be aware that I'm cutting this into 4 pieces for coasters. So I want to have my designs, my mark making and my added designs, you know, fairly well distributed. So I'm going to add some dots here. Maybe some dots here. And a couple down here, I think. Okay. Now, do I want to add more? Let me think. I might come in with a little bit of white and do some of this design right here. Just use your imagination. As I said, this is intuitive. I had nothing planned. I'm just going for the gusto. Now that may do for now. Maybe a little bit more. No, I think we're all right. I think we're all right. Okay, I'm going to dry that again, and then we'll come back and I'll show you how I work that with my coasters. Okay, so I've dried everything, and it felt like things need a little bit, I needed to do a little bit more with it. So I've come in with some gold acrylic paint and this needle nose bottle, and I've circled some of my black lines, and I'm just, I put in some wiggly lines here, and I'm just filling in some space here with some oval shapes. Not being too particular. I think that may do it. Might have to bring this over a little bit. It's too much in the center. That's a little better. Okay, let's circle these white dots. As you can see, I'm not being fussy. It's not about being fussy. Okay. Well, I think that would do it for my purpose. Now, we'll dry this again, and then we're going to cut it into 4 sections for our substrate here, our pressboard 4x4s, and go from there. Okay, so I've glued on with Mod Podge, a fairly generous amount of Mod Podge. Because this is MDF, I guess it would be, pressed wood, it does, some of the Mod Podge does sink in a little bit. So, yeah, you don't want to overdo it, but don't be skimpy with it. Okay, now I've done these 3. I'm going to sand down this last coaster. This is a medium grit, not grip, grit sandpaper, 120 I believe. So you can use this or something finer. So I just like to sand down my edges. I cut it out a little tiny bit larger than my coaster, my backing here, so that I can sand this down and I don't have any edges coming along here. So now, if you were not going to make coasters and just do an abstract on an 8x10 or 11 by, 14, whatever it may be, I would use, again, a Mod Podge or something thicker to adhere it to your substrate, whether that's a canvas or artboard. And I would finish it off with a nice spray of Kamar Varnish, and then finish, after that's dry, I would finish it with a high gloss varnish, like Liquitex High Gloss Varnish, or resin. Okay, so since these are coasters, I have to finish it with resin. Varnish just won't do. If people start making coasters and they really don't understand how to properly make a coaster, and it makes my blood curl when I see them selling them and they're not finished. They're finished with a varnish. Well, that won't do. You really do need a resin or something equally as strong to withstand the heat of, hot cups. So, okay. So my coasters are all sanded, glued down, sanded, and my next step is to spray this with Kamar Varnish. Now I'll put a couple of coats of Kamar Varnish on this, and then we'll come back and, yeah, we'll talk about the process for resin. Now I won't be doing a demonstration on resin. I have some videos on how to do resin, so I will link those in the description for you. And yeah, so for now, I'm going to set this up so I can spray my Kamar Varnish on, and we'll put on 2 coats of varnish, and then we'll come back and say goodbye. Okay, so we have our coasters sprayed with Kamar Varnish. I put 2 coats on. Now what I do is I take a Sharpie, one of these chisel tip Sharpies, and I go around the edges of my coaster in a black. Just finishes it off nicely. Now, I don't know if I mentioned, you want to, if you're going to resin this, you want to put tape in the back to catch that resin so you can peel the tape off and not have to worry about resin being stuck back there. So yeah, just go around the edges with the Sharpie. for a nice finish. Now you can also do these on ceramic tiles, glazed ceramic tiles. I really like working with the ceramic tiles, except they're a little bit heavier than these. So, okay, so these are ready for varnish. Now what I will do is I'll put the varnish on. After it's cured, I give it about, you know, probably 12 hours, so that it's hard enough that I can take the tape off of the back. Once I take the tape off the back, I have another coaster here. Okay, once I take the tape off the back, I go with my Sharpie again and do the edges like this, and then I use felt and Aleene's Tacky glue to adhere my felt to my coaster. Now you can use felt, you can use cork. You do need to have something back there though to finish it off. And Mod Podge won't, Aleene's Tacky glue or some significant glue is what's needed for the back for your felt. Just smooth that down. And there you have it. Now I probably would have used black. I didn't have any black felt and I wanted to finish this video, so I've used this orange. So this is the front of your coaster using resin. Look how beautiful that shine is. It's gorgeous. And here I have 2 finished and 4 more to go. Now it takes approximately 3 days before you have a full cure on coasters, and you know, about 12 hours before it's before you can handle it. So make sure you cover it after you've poured your resin. And as I said, I will put that in the description, a link to a process, a resin, how to resin, basically, video. So, yeah, so I hope you enjoyed that today. Would love a thumbs up. If you're already subscribed, don't forget to press that notification bell so that you get notified when I'm uploading. Just to let people know, it takes forever to get 4,000 viewing hours in order to be monetized. I've been doing this 2 years and I'm still not up to 4,000 hours. So although I've done probably 100 and 125 videos, hundreds of hours, I'm still doing it from the goodness of my heart at this point. So yeah, thumbs up would be great. Subscribe if you haven't. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed that. I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.